Sunshine State, where secrets hide. In Tampa Street, she seeks out lies. With a sharp eye, she'll reveal the truth. Justice calls and she pursues. From county jails to hallowed courts, she finds truth where they distort. Fearless heart and mind so keen, Sam unravels tangled seams. The truth is buried deep in files. Fairness is what they try to hide, but Sam prevails. She's got your back. With grit and grace, she never lacks. Uncover lies and play no games. From jails to halls where verdicts lay. Truth her compass, come what may. Footsteps echo in the night. She chases justice with the light. A warrior for justice for all. She won't stop when she hits a wall. Florida P.I.Sam is her name. Uncover lies and play no games. From jails to halls where verdicts lay. Truth her compass, come what may. Uncover lies, play no games. From jails to halls where verdicts lay. Truth her compass, come what may. From jails to halls where verdicts lay. Truth her compass, come what may.
Good evening. It is Saturday, November 8th, and you guys got me 2 weeks in a row. Sorry about my hair, it's still wet. I'd like to welcome my special guest, my friend and colleague, Scotty Sonardi. Say hi, Scotty. They have to hear you say it out loud, sir.
Hi, everyone.
So I'm so glad to see you guys. Welcome on this lovely Saturday evening in November. Scotty, did you know that last week was the 1-year anniversary of the channel?
I did not. Congrats.
Yeah, we didn't know that either.
Who mentioned it?
I think I went back and I looked, but we've been talking about like, what do we do for an anniversary thing, and it's come and gone. So, you know, it is what it is. But we've been here a year, so that's something, right? Glad to be here. Glad to see everyone. So tonight we're Great Games wants you to give us a wink. I remember I made the peace sign at the trial. That was my wink, so I wasn't winking at the camera. So for anybody that does not know, welcome. I'm a licensed private investigator in the lovely state of Florida. I went to law school, so I have a weird background. This is my friend and my colleague, Scotty Sonardi. He is a criminal defense attorney. Together, we work on a lot of court-appointed cases, which are paid for by the state of Florida, the Justice Administration Commission, which we know and love so dearly. And so I come on here and I talk to you guys about what it's like to be part of a defense team and what it's like behind the scenes. Also, what's like leading up to trial, what you guys don't see. We know the jury doesn't see everything you guys see, but there's also stuff you guys don't see. And so I come along and try to talk to you about that and other various topics of interest. Normally, I am here discussing how we should not beat up on the defense. Tonight, we're going to have a little fun with the defense. Not us, though, right? We're not going to make fun of ourselves. Not at all. Hey, guys, coming in from Trial TV Live, thank you so much. So recently, actually, just as the Trial TV Live Halloween stream ended, Leela. Just as the Trial TV Halloween stream ended last week on Halloween, I got a text from Alexis in our group thread with Scotty, and they were like, she was like, there's a verdict. And it was the Alicia Andrews trial. So if you do not know, there was a rapper from Jacksonville, a drill rapper specifically. And if you don't know what drill rap is, don't worry, you don't need to know. Who was unalived here in Tampa, Florida, which is where we are located, on like June 23rd of 2024. And there have been 5 people who have been arrested for his demise. And one of them was a female, and she did not waive her right to a speedy trial, which means the state had to bring her to trial. She was sooner rather than later. And she was set for trial in August. And unfortunately, the prosecutor had a medical issue, and so they had to postpone. And she went on trial ending on the 31st. Like, the jury got the case at 6:45 that night, I think. Is that about right? Scotty, Alexis, anyone?
Yeah, it was close.
Right around 6:45, yeah.
6:45 is when they started deliberating.
And they were back at
hold on.
10:30. They came back.
Hold on. I can about 10:30. Yeah.
Yeah, it was because it was right when we finished the Halloween stream, and that was like right at 10:30. And no, at Trial TV Live, I was thinking, oh my God, if we had to sit there until 10:30 that night after the lawyers had to be there at 8, which means you're there by like at least, well, for me, I have to be there by like 7:30, 7:45. That'd be a long day. I don't have to stay for deliberations, but I can't stand to not see a verdict. Anyway, I've already gone off topic. Let me finish talking about Alicia Andrews. So Alicia Andrews was charged in this crime with 4 other co-defendants who will go on trial in April. Alicia Andrews was charged with 2 counts of first-degree M and 1 count of conspiracy. The jury found her guilty of manslaughter, and that is based on the principal theory, which I believe we've talked about before, and we can talk about again another time because I don't have it all laid out in front of me. Anyway, Miss Andrews had herself a private defense team. Okay, everybody loves to beat up on the public defenders, and I'm a fierce defender of the public defenders. But she had a paid-for team of people. And when I say a team, I mean a team. There are 5 attorneys entered as representing her, but we think there were 8. Is that right?
Correct. We believe there were 8.
When I went in there were 8 people in the room. So if anybody watched the trial that we just did, which was the Sunny Bell trial, our table, this is the guy that was sitting just the other side of the defendant. So if you saw me and you saw our defendant, our client, then Scotty was next to him, and I'm the very, very short person next to them. But the way they had the room set up was very similar to how it was when we did Sunny Bell, except for that table, which housed us plus Jennifer Spradley and the co-defendant. that table was full of lawyers too. It was crazy. So there were more lawyers than there were spectators in that room. There were 3 prosecutors for the state and all of these lawyers for Alicia Anders. Well, and she testified, which was mind blowing to me because I always think that's not going to end well, but it seems like it worked out in her favor. There were a lot of things about this trial that I found interesting. But the reason why, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just I didn't think she was going to testify.
I didn't think she was going to testify. And then when she did, I thought it was going to be an absolute disaster. And it actually worked in her favor. Because the fact that she was so disinterested and was like, I don't care. You're not, are you giving me some food? Yeah, I don't care who's in the car with me. I don't care what. It was crazy. I was like, how are people buying this? But apparently she just didn't care and the jury bought it. And I went in because I wanted to, we were there for, sentencing on Sunnyvale, since I was down there anyway, dressed and out of the house. I slid in there to see what was happening, and I wanted to take a look at the jury. And there were a lot of people who I would think, I'm not good at remembering numbers, and I was making a thumbnail for a video. But it was mostly white. There was one person of color. I don't know if they were an alternate or not. But there were a lot of people that were older. Some of our juries seemed to skew younger, but this one seemed to have plenty of middle-aged people, and they were taking a lot of notes. And I thought that partway through the trial, the state had sort of lost the thread of like, where does Alicia Anders come into this whole thing, right? I was like, guys, what are you doing? But they managed to bring it back, and somehow her lawyers got her a great outcome, because for anybody that says, oh, well, she lost, she was facing life. She's not getting life. What do you think she'll get? What's the minimum on manslaughter?
I don't know what she'd square out to. I believe
I don't think she has any felonies.
Right, I don't think she has any prior felonies, so I think maybe somewhere between 9 to 15. 15 being the max.
Next question is, do we think that she will testify against her co-defendants? I don't know. Do you think that, our case, that's the question, Trial TV Live, does her testifying help or harm us? Well, I guess we're going to find out, because we don't know. We do not know if she's going to testify at ours. And so, as a disclaimer, I want to make sure, and here, I even have a visual to put this up. See if I can manage it. Not that one. I already had that one. Remove that. How about this one? No, it does not. There it is. Okay. Everything that I talk about here tonight is from the public record, okay? I'm not giving away any secrets. Yes, we're working on another defendant for this case whose trial is in April. You're not getting any secrets. You're not getting any discovery. You're getting a motion that was filed publicly, which you can go and get yourself from the Hillsborough County Clerk Courts. And all the clips I'm going to show you came directly from Law and Crime. Okay? And that's what we're going to use, and that's what we're going to stick to and talk about. And since I have technology things going on, that should be super fun, because I can never make them work quite right. Like, why won't this scroll down and give me back my, let's just see, can I remove my disclaimer? So that's my disclaimer. We don't need that anymore. We're back. So, okay. Yeah, we don't want to jeopardize anyone's careers, mine or his. So we're not going to be talking about that, right? But we are going to be talking about this motion that the defense filed. And they hand filed it on the last day of the trial, and it was a motion to disqualify Judge Cisco. Judge Cisco has been on the bench for 33 years here in Hillsborough County. And for any of you who are diehard trial watchers, or and you particularly watch cases out of Florida, she was the judge that had the Ronnie O'Neill case. And if you don't know what the Ronnie O'Neill case is, that's okay. We don't have to talk about it. But if you know, you know. And so she is a very seasoned judge. I personally have not had a case in front of her. Have you been in front of her yet?
I have. Yeah, she can be tough on sentencing. I think she's been on the bench for 20 years,
33. She said 33.
33 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, she said 33.
she'll say things at sentencing, just like, I hope I never see you in my courtroom again. Or if you plan on leaving Florida, stay out of Florida. I mean, she can be tough.
Yeah, she seems no BS for sure.
She sees
Yeah,
through it.
well, welcome to everybody who's coming in from Trial TV Live. Hey, Mel, Mary Fitz, welcome. Kathy Davis, hi, guys. Carol Racine, hi, welcome, everybody. So, Alicia Andrews' defense team came in and filed a motion to disqualify the judge on the last day of trial. And so who cares, right? Well, we do, because it's a 49-page motion, and most of it is screenshots from YouTube chat and Reddit. And I thought it would be really interesting to take a look at that, as well as some of the antics that went on at trial. Like I said, I am a defense investigator. Scotty is a defense attorney. We are very, we fight for the defense on this channel, not to get guilty people off, but, try to balance those scales or whatever. And we're not here to hate on her defense. They got a good outcome for her. But this was entertaining, and I thought it would be really fun. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at it. Hello, everyone. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone who is here and is welcome. Hi, Ohio Palm Mom. It's been a moment. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I have, and you guys know I'm super great with the tech when it comes to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the motion, but I want to start us off with a clip. I have all my clips. I worked very hard on this today, you guys. Welcome in from Trial TV Live, everyone. If you watched the Halloween stream, I was investigator Sam, who Woke as Joke said was useless as just like Proctor. Great Game says you need to smile, Scotty. Okay, so let me go over here and see. I worked really hard. Hopefully I got my stuff together and it's all gonna work beautifully, right? So I'm gonna share my screen. We are going to watch the very first part of the defense's opening, and then we'll head over and take a peek at this motion. But I thought this would be a very dramatic way to start us off. So let me think about how to do that. I have to share my screen. Why do they move the things?
Because technology.
Oh, every single time. Okay, so share screen. Yes, allow. Oh my God. Now I don't know which one. Hold on. Let's see, is this the right one? Yes, I think, okay, yes, this is the right one. All right, here we go. Let's hope this works. This is the defense beginning of their opening, hopefully.
All right, then let's bring in our jury.
All rise. All jurors are in building.
Okay, very good. Welcome back, members of the jury. We're ready to proceed. Does the defense wish to make an opening statement at this time? Okay, Mr. Malcolm, you may proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there was no evidence whatsoever that Alicia Andrews killed Charles Jones. No evidence whatsoever that Alicia Andrews wanted Charles Jones dead. No evidence whatsoever that Alicia Andrews did anything to help that group of men kill Charles Jones. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're not just here to deliver a verdict. You are here to right a wrong. And so are we.
Okay, so that was the defense's very dramatic entry into the trial. What did you think about that, Scotty?
I thought he
Hey,
was going to
second
sit down
start.
the whole time, to be honest with you.
You thought what? I thought he was going to sit down too. Yes.
Get up.
I was stunned by that. I was like, is he going to sit there and yell at that jury? Because you guys, that's the big courtroom. That's courtroom number one. Like from where we were sitting for Sunnyvale, I could barely see the jury because they were so far away.
I mean,
Did you?
I give them credit for the theatrics. It was a little bit different than what you're used to in a normal, trial atmosphere. But I did think he was going to sit the whole time. So when he slammed, it definitely got my attention.
Yeah, me too.
Further things within the
What
opening.
is happening? So that was our introduction to, excuse me,
It was a little bit more engaging than the state's opening.
a little bit more engaging. Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have caught your attention. I was just waiting for something. I don't know after that to happen. So that's how the defense introduced themselves. Of course, they had argued motions in front of Judge Sisko prior to trial, but that's how they had basically opened that was opening their case. So Trial TV is dumping their stream into ours. We're getting a raid. Hi guys, thank you and welcome. So glad to have you here. Thanks so much for checking out the channel. My name's PI Sam. This is my friend Scotty.
Hi.
We work on the defense, but tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun with the defense. Okay, so let's take a look at, let me see here. Let's look at that one. Okay, so I have this motion. I will bring it up. Let me just scroll here for a second. Mostly what we're going to look at are these screenshots. But, okay. Let me switch back. You guys have to have patience with me when I flip back and forth between things. Oh, I have it over here. I'm so stupid. All right. But I can't read it from the screen. It's going to be way too small. Okay. Let me see. No, I don't want the previous slide. I want it to be bigger. All right. This is I also have work brought up on my other computer. I did spend a lot of time on this today. It may not look like it. That is work. That is not. Is that the motion? Oh my gosh.
Yep.
No, it's on the screen. It's on your screen. I'm trying to bring it up on a screen I can read it on. For some reason, this is not letting me go full screen so I can read full screen layout. That does not help. Okay. I can't see it, but I had it over here, which I promptly lost. Hi guys. Make sure you hit the like button for me while I get my act together here. I should have closed out all my other stuff. I'm so proud of myself. I thought I had it all. Also, could Apple stop updating everything every 5 minutes? Okay, I'll read it from elsewhere. Okay, so this was filed on October 31st, which was the last day of the trial. And I'm just going to read the introduction. Defendant Alicia Andrews respectfully moves to disqualify the Honorable Michelle Cisco from presiding over this matter on grounds that her conduct and statements have created a well-founded fear that Ms. Andrews cannot receive a fair and impartial trial. Ms. Andrews stands accused of first-degree and conspiracy in connection with the alleged ambush killing of Jacksonville rapper Julio Jones. His name was Charles Jones. That's weird. His name was not Julio Jones. His name was Charles Jones. Throughout the proceedings, Judge Cisco has exhibited overt hostility towards the defense, repeatedly interrupting counsel, refusing sidebars, and visibly prompting the prosecution during witness examinations. Moreover, her public assurances to the jury that it would receive the case for deliberation by specific date demonstrate a predetermined timetable inconsistent with judicial neutrality. These actions, viewed cumulatively, give rise to an objectively reasonable fear that Judge Cisco has abandoned her role as an impartial arbiter, requiring disqualification under Florida Rule of General Practice and Judicial Administration 2.330. Okay. So, have you seen a motion to disqualify the judge before
I
in
have.
any of
Not
your
at the end
cases?
of a trial. Usually it's during a
Yeah, right?
matters. Yeah. I feel like
Okay.
at that point it's a little late.
Okay. So I don't want to have to read the part that we're really interested in here is going to be the chat. That's what I'm interested in. So they bring up hold on, I'm gonna have to keep switching screens. I apologize for that. And someday I will be able to get this. Let's see, what page am I on to match you guys? It's hard when you can't see. So they go through here and they list all these errors that they think that Judge Cisco made, right? Like prosecution making baseless objections, court sustained all objections without requiring legal grounds, became visibly frustrated when defense counsel start to articulate a basis for relevance. Despite repeated requests for a sidebar to avoid further discussion before the jury, the court refused twice with evident disdain. I have these clips, this is what we're going to look at is some of these clips. During this exchange, the state repeatedly raised its voice and spoke over defense counsel in an aggressive and unprofessional tone, yet the court took no corrective action. Let me see. What can you tell me what page it's on the screen there?
Doesn't say.
Oh, they didn't put page numbers. I forgot. Okay. Hey, Kate Tally, Pit Love. Hi, Psychosaurus Rex. Hi, C. Gilmore. Dwayne. Hello, hello. Hi, Woke is joke. You called me useless like Proctor in the Halloween stream. But I forgive you. Because I was playing a character. Okay, so let's let me play a couple of clips for you, and then we're gonna look at what is the very interesting part of this instead of reading all of this to you. But their argument is that on part 5, 6, 7, I can do Roman numerals. Public reaction to Judge Cisco's behavior. Let me see if I can get that one up for you guys. I can't see it, so Scotty, you have to tell me if you see it'd be like in the middle of the page. Public reaction. Is that it?
That is it.
Thank you. Helps to have young friends. Okay, public reaction to Judge Cisco's behavior. So at the beginning part of this motion, they listed off all these things that they feel that Judge Cisco did. Now, as defense people, we worked, Scotty worked. I watched the trial. I mostly watched the trial. But I did do some work. But I was really interested at the defense's behavior. And so being a member of the defense and always feeling like I have to stick up for the defense, I thought it would be fun just to sort of take a little poke. Okay. But we don't hate on this channel. All right. So public reaction to Judge Sisko's behavior. The trial has been live streamed on YouTube, and numerous members of the public who observed Judge Sisko's conduct expressed serious concerns about her impartiality and demeanor. The reactions captured contemporaneously in the live YouTube chat demonstrate a clear and consistent perception that Judge Sisko exhibited bias against the defense and hostility towards defense counsel. This public commentary provides independent, real-time corroboration of the defense's position that Judge Sisko's behavior created an objective appearance of partiality and violation of the standards of judicial neutrality and decorum. Observers repeatedly remarked that Judge Sisko, 1, displayed overt hostility towards the defense and its counsel, 2, allowed prosecutorial latitude not afforded to the defense, 3, appeared to prejudge the case or made up her mind before hearing all the evidence, and 4, laughed or behaved dismissively while the defense attempted to make arguments or present its case. I need to flip the page for you. Yep. The public's consensus expressed through hundreds of real-time comments was that the proceedings did not appear fair and that the presiding judge failed to maintain neutrality expected of the judiciary. See below. So this is not all of their exhibits, okay? This is just a table that they made. We're going to get to the screenshots. So you guys, this kind of reminds me of something that that Sarah Boone might have filed. Jennifer King, this was the trial of the state of Florida versus Alicia Andrews. And we are just here specifically talking about this particular motion filed on the last day of trial. Kay Talley Pitlove, you knew Erin White. Which one is she?
What do you mean?
No, so Kay Talley Pitlove in chat said that she knew Erin White, who was on the defense team and an amazing lawyer. But I'm not sure I knew, yes, your screen names could end up in a motion, you guys. So yeah, this is a trial that was on Law and Crime. It's interesting to us because we work here and also we have co-defendants that will be tried next year. So this is representative comments from the public. Do I have that on that screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I should have closed way more things on my other computer. I apologize. But to be able to read anything, I need it to be really big. Can I give a 30-second summary for those of you joining the chat? Sure. I'll be happy to do that. So, on, I believe, June 23rd of 2024, a drill rapper from Jacksonville, Florida, named Julio Fulio, was here in Tampa to do a show and to celebrate his birthday. Jacksonville, Florida has something that I did not know existed until this case came about, and it was a ongoing war between drill rappers. And take the DR off of drill and substitute with a K, and that's about what it is. They talk about going out and eliminating each other, and then they disrespect those deceased on it. It's a gang war, but it's not like a Bloods and Crips gang war. It's a whole different thing. Anyway, the theory is in Jacksonville that Fulio is responsible for there being a lot of deceased on his ops, so the other side. And on the night of June 23rd, he was here in Tampa and he was ambushed. 5 people were charged. 4 of them will go to trial next year. The female, Alicia Andrews, went to trial 3 weeks ago. She was not charged the same as all of them, but she did not waive her right to a speedy trial, which meant that they had to bring her to trial sooner rather than later. Her trial was set for August. It got pushed out due to a medical emergency by the prosecutors. She was charged with 2 counts of first degree and 1 count of conspiracy. She did not drive a car. She did not handle a weapon. But we have what's called the principal theory. And so she was charged under that. And we can talk about principal theory on another stream, and it's entirely possible. I've talked about it before. So Ms. Andrews went to trial. She had a team of private defense attorneys. And like I said, I'm a criminal defense investigator. Scotty is a criminal defense attorney. We work on court-appointed cases here in Hillsborough County, well, in other counties, but primarily here in Hillsborough County, Tampa, Florida.
Yep.
So are you done with the other counties now, please? Can we be done with the 6th Circuit?
Ryan.
I know, it's crazy. So that is sort of like the basics of it. You don't need to know anything about the drill rep. You don't need to know anything other than the fact that her defense team, which like I said, I normally staunchly, don't allow any hate. We're not here to hate. We're here to have a little giggle. This defense team was paid for. I'm not saying they were bad lawyers, but this was an entertaining trial for those of us, at least on the defense team, or on who are typically on the defense. And when I saw this motion, I think Scotty texted it, and I saw what they were using as exhibits attached to this motion. I thought it would be a perfect topic for us because they were capturing the chat. So that's what we're taking a look at. Hopefully that helps. Okay, woke is joke. Thank you. Okay. I don't know your question. Jennifer King, I'm not sure. Okay, so it's like whoops for Michigan's. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, okay, you guys are having your own conversation. Okay, all right. So this is their first exhibit. And let's go look at, I lost my paper over here. Can I do that in Word? I lost my list of my clips. I have all the clips saved, but I lost my list of what they all were. Oh, well, okay. We'll just carry on. So these are representative comments from the public. This judge is a mess and literally cannot hide her bias. This judge is biased AF. Judge hates the defense. She's allowing the prosecution to do and say whatever they want. Judge's mind's been made up. Defense should ask for a different judge. This is not a fair trial. The judge is rude. Judge is nasty towards the defense. Judge doesn't like the defense. She's laughing. This is not a fair trial. They need to file a motion against this judge. They're gonna ask for an appeal because of the judge. So they go on to say the breadth and consistency of these independent comments by viewers with no direct stake in the outcome underscore a public perception that Judge Sisko's conduct demonstrated partiality. See Exhibit A, public reaction to Judge Sisko's behavior. Such perception, even if unintentional, erodes public confidence in the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary, warranting recusal and renewed consideration of the proceedings to ensure fundamental fairness. So then they go into their discussion of the law, which we're not going to do that. But we will look at, looks like it's page 9. And we're going to look at some clips so that we get our chat. We can find out what you all have to say about Yeah, we might know somebody. I don't know. It was from Trial TV Live's chat. Let me flip pages here. Let's see. It should be this one. It should be that one. Argument, appearance of hostility and unequal treatment towards the defense. Do you see that?
Yes.
Of the page that's up there? Okay.
Yep.
Judge Sisko's repeated displays of visible irritation, sarcasm, and dismissive behavior towards defense counsels, while simultaneously accommodating the prosecution, constitute an appearance of bias that any reasonable observer would perceive as prejudicial. Specifically, the record reflects that Judge Sisko refused defense objections and sidebarred requests in the presence of the jury, shook her head towards the state during defense questioning, appearing to prompt objection, directed defense counsel to wrap up cross-examinations, a restriction never imposed on the prosecution. There you go. Responded sarcastically to defense concerns, stating, "This entire trial is on the record in open court." I have a lot of these clips for you guys. Unnecessarily providing assistance to the prosecution and impeding a full and thorough examination by the defense, claiming that defense counsel has misrepresented certain facts, law, or simply acting unprofessional. So then we're going to skip all the boring actual legal part, and we're going to go, I'm just getting a page number. We're going to go and look at where the T is, you guys will call it. 12, 13, 14, 15 should be this one. Okay, and let's look at, okay, so these are taken from
Chats. It's like public chat. Yep.
Yeah, I think this is from Trial TV. Oh my gosh, long crime, you guys. Okay. Judge doesn't like this. Judge is terrible. Well, let's look at some clips. Yeah, and then we'll see what our chat has to say about it. I just have to keep switching back and forth between the screens. And now I made my chat small over here. Oh my gosh. I'm not trying to troll you, Squeegee. It's funny how the roles are reversed though, right? Okay, so let me take this one down. I would if I could figure out, oh, there we go. All right. I am going to, I really need to go to like StreamYard school. Let's look at this one. Is this? All right, I'm just going to play some of these and we'll go back and look at some of the screenshots of the chat. And you guys can tell us what you think about it.
A discussion about the requirement that all counsel call any individual by their surname, not by their first name. And I think
so to put this one in context, the defense kept calling Alicia Andrews Alicia instead of Miss Andrews, which the judge had sort of admonished them on. So she went back and looked it up.
Ms. McLyman asked if that was just a rule in this courtroom. Actually, it's pursuant to the Hillsborough County Standards of Professional Courtesy, and under subsection M that governs trial conduct and courtroom decorum, subparagraph 8 is, quote, counsel should refer to all adult persons, including witnesses, other counsel, and the parties by their surnames and not by their first or given names. Okay, so Mr. McLyman, I believe you practice in Miami, is that correct? Okay, I would just ask all counsel, and it's a good refresher for me too, to review the standards of professional courtesy, particularly paragraph M, which governs a lot of conduct as it occurs during the course of the trial, okay? The next thing I wanted to...
What do you think about that? Did you know that there was a Hillsborough County rule of, or whatever she just referred to? Did you know that?
You're going to have to refresh me a little bit because I didn't hear the audio Only the
Oh, could you not hear the audio?
parent. I'm out of the
You couldn't
loop.
hear that?
No.
Could you guys hear the audio? Can chat tell me, did you hear the audio? They're talking to each other.
Do you know which?
Yes,
Well,
okay,
I
they
guess I'm
could
out of the
hear it.
loop.
You
So
just couldn't hear. Oh, no audio. Some are saying yes, they could. Some are saying no, they couldn't. Okay.
okay.
Well, she was just, okay, most people heard it. So she was just saying, all right, I'll try to turn up on the next one. I apologize. That wasn't one of the better ones, but it was just her saying that there are rules for Hillsborough County Code of Conduct within courtrooms. Did you know that,
Yes.
sir?
Actually, so each judge has their own professional,
That I knew.
and then there's the administrative orders that are also established by the chief judge.
For the county.
Correct.
Okay, so I knew that, like, if you go to FLJUD 13 and you go to a judge's page, you can look up their preferences, right? And it has their own things. Some of them put stuff and some don't, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that was just her admonishing them, like, hey, you know, I wasn't wrong about that. So I don't think that's biased yet. Let's look at the next one. Let's see. What do I have to do? And I'm really mad I lost my list because it has the context for everything. So I need to find it.
That's correct.
All right. So Sean Gathright told his grandmother that the bags contained camera equipment.
Your Honor.
Sustained as to hearsay.
He just testified to that.
I know, but it was hearsay when he testified to it, but no one objected. Now they're objecting and it's hearsay.
It's in evidence.
No, it's not. It's not. The witness statement of the grandmother's hearsay. It's hearsay.
Did Sean Gathright tell his grandmother the truth?
Hearsay. I'm going to sustain the objection. It's hearsay.
The statement
There's a
is
hearsay
not
exception.
offered for the truth of the matter asserted.
Okay, approach the bench.
Okay. I have to find my list, you guys, because I don't know where to stop my clips. What did I do with that? How did I lose it? So, do you see, Scotty, you're in court a lot. Do you see attorneys arguing with the judges a lot like that?
Not really. I mean, occasionally some attorneys will make comments to the judge that could be snide or more of like a tit for tat, but it's nothing like that. It's not hostile.
Okay.
I think a good example would be there was an attorney representing a defendant, and the judge said, you know, we're going to get this case set for trial. And the defendant's attorney said, well, that's fine, but I'm letting you know we're not going to trial because I'm not going to be ready. So he's like, you can pick whatever date you want, but this ain't going to trial. And the judge said, then so be it. I'm going to pick a date and we'll figure it out when we get there. But don't tell me it's not going to be ready for trial. And he's like, well, I'm letting you know it's not. So you can do whatever you want. And they just kind of went back and forth with it. And that's the worst that I've seen. Not at a trial, I guess, but at least in Hillsborough, there's no big hostile arguments. So not like you see on other trials that are live streamed.
Okay, so, well, YSLK Tally Pitlove, that was a whole other bag of worms. C. Gilmore says, I would expect some snark, but not arguing during proceedings.
Well, what's interesting is a lot of these attorneys, the ones from this trial, came down from Miami, which is, you know, kind of close to the YSL trial. So maybe that's how it goes down there. I don't know, but
Oh, Yeah, I mean, Miami is a free for all.
Yeah, so it's a
I
little
can
bit.
say that. I went to law school there.
So
Okay, I don't understand what happened to the list I made on my other computer today that has all, I have all my clips lined up. I just don't have I had like the context written out for all of them. So yeah, we're just gonna wing it. Um, Alexa says, do you think that the defense counsel played fast and loose with the rules because they won't have to practice in front of Cisco again? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought that too. Do what you can and do what you want because you're not going to practice in front of this judge again. But you actually never know because I tell myself I'm never going to practice out of county, and if the opportunity presents itself for something worth it, I might. So
Right.
I've seen a huge influx of Miami attorneys coming to Hillsborough now. There's been a few trials out here in Hillsborough where a lot of the attorneys are from Miami, and then I don't know who they are. So
Wow.
I
Really?
think
That's interesting.
last 3 months,
Apparently they don't think our Tampa attorneys are good enough.
I don't know. At least 5 trials I've seen within the last 3 months were from Miami, defense counsel out of Miami. So
Okay. Let's look at some more. One second.
squeegee of justice. Are there rules of ethics that all parties follow?
That's
Do they
what that clip
follow
was just showing. Do they follow them though?
No, but the Florida bar gives us rules of professional standards and ethics that we have to follow as attorneys. Now, whether or not attorneys actually follow them, that's neither here nor there. Sometimes they go out the window.
Michael L., I cannot imagine what that list would have looked like had they done that with Judge Glanville from the YSL trial. That was something. I believe that what I just put up on the screen is from Reddit. Does that look like a Reddit one
Uh,
for you? The way it links down like that? To me,
that
that
looks
looks
like
like.
YouTube.
You think that's YouTube? I
Uh,
thought it was Reddit. I think
yeah,
that looks like Reddit.
maybe they know better than we do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks like Reddit to me. All right. Let me see.
Reddit.
Let's look at another clip.
You see, I thought that was YouTube with the thumbs up, thumbs down, and then the comment.
I think it's Reddit with the line there.
We should start a poll on this.
Well, I don't know how to do a poll, and we're barely getting by
No,
right here.
because Reddit uses the arrows, not thumbs up, thumbs down. They use the
Oh,
yeah.
all right. Well, let's try looking
Up,
at this
down,
one.
The
Judge, I would object to the question is phrased, what are they connected to is vague.
I'm going to sustain the objection, rephrase.
What is the purpose of these, of showing these rifles to the jury?
Objection.
Sustain the objection. Sustain the objection.
What is the purpose of showing why there's a safety on this firearm, on
Objection.
these rifles?
Sustain the objection.
I don't even know what the objection is at this point. There's no legal basis, it's just an objection.
It's
Objection to the
irrelevant.
speaking.
It's
objections
irrelevant
by
and it's
counsel.
improper question.
It was elicited in front of the jury.
Mr. McClement, I'm not going to argue with you. If I allow the witness to testify, then that makes it relevant and material. Okay?
And if it's relevant, then I should be able to
Objection, Your
cross-examine
Honor.
on it.
I'm going to
Counsel
sustain
Can we
the-
come sidebar?
The jury.
No.
So I can't argue, I can't come
Objection.
sidebar.
Mr.
This is
McClymonde,
improper for him to do
please
this in front of the
stop.
jury, Your Honor.
It's improper,
It's disrespectful too.
I asked to come sidebar.
and the answer is no, we don't need to sidebar it. If the witness was permitted to testify something, that makes it relevant and admissible.
I'm not arguing that, Judge. I just want to talk to her about what she testified to.
Listen, I've sustained the objection. Ask your next question.
What do you think about that one?
I think, I'm not really sure either what the I don't want to. I don't have any comments. I'll just leave it at that. So
I, I
I'll
will
clip
accept
this.
it. That's kind of wild though, right? Um, I thought it was crazy.
You know, I run
Um,
into some of these attorneys. Some of them are from Tampa, so I run into them in the hallway.
I
Uh,
know. I'm not
I
going
was
to throw
going
you
to,
under the bus. There's a
no, I know.
question for
I
you
was
though.
going to a status for our trial, and I ran into one of them on the way there, and I, told him congrats on the outcome and whatnot, and I just thought it was interesting. So I think that was 3 or 4 days after they had the verdict. So
Yeah, I remember you telling me. There's a question for you on the thing if you can see it.
I've gone toe to toe with attorneys, not judges. I've rolled my eyes at a judge before recently. I'm gonna admit to that. I don't know if they saw it or not, but I did. And, but usually it's attorneys. Usually it's state attorneys.
And your clients, right? Go head to head with your
I've
clients because they're not very respectful.
Yeah, clients and clients' families. I've had attorneys approach me asking what's going on. Why are y'all yelling at each other? So then you go back to court and you guys are all fine the next day if the court resets it.
Right. So this next page, I don't know where this comes from because
Instagram,
I don't know because I don't do the social medias.
TikTok.
Is it TikTok?
Got to be TikTok. It's either
Oh yeah,
Instagram.
it says watch on TikTok.
So that's probably like a web browser. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so do we think that what the folks are saying in the comments or the chat on TikTok are that's a good grounds for this motion? How are you guys
From a legal
feeling?
perspective, I don't think so. I mean, when I was on TikTok with the trial going on, it took a lot of self-restraint to not want to comment on some of the comments that were left behind because I didn't want to get caught up with any of that, knowing that we're going to trial in April. But,
Right.
I just thought that some of the comments were in and of themselves biased. I think, from a legal perspective, it was also interesting to see other defense attorneys argue that they thought the judge was biased or that the attorneys were not acting rationally. So it was a war in the comments from both lay people who were just watching it for entertainment and other defense attorneys and prosecutors and others in the legal field who had their own opinions on it.
So let me ask you this. During Sunny Bell, I think you had Trial TV Live up, right?
I had the comments up the whole time.
On your your phone. I lost my mind. So did you guys know that if you were watching the Sunny Bell trial on Trial TV Live, you were being watched in the courtroom? Scotty was reading your comments during the trial.
Yeah, so you
And
were watching us and I was watching the comments.
love it. And one of the bailiffs would text me every morning for the link to the stream. So yeah, you guys better behave yourselves because I'm like, hey, this is my friend's channel. So did any of the comments so Trial TV Live, obviously they're my friends, they're moderators in here. I'm on their channel, they come on this channel, and they conduct their chat with a lot of decorum, whereas Law and Crime, that like me trying to read that chat was like putting my head in the blender. But did you see anything in the chat during Sunny Bell that made you think any differently about anything any of us were doing?
I would say, you mean as like from the legal side?
Mhm.
No, I think that everyone, as more and more testimony came out, everyone just seemed to get more and more confused. But
Well, it was confusing. I mean, the whole case was freaking confusing. It was
so
confusing to us, right?
yeah, I mean, some of the questions that were asked by the state and defense as well, I asked myself, why did they ask this? What was the purpose of this? And the chat was pretty much asking the same thing. why was this asked? Why is this relevant? I thought it was interesting to see the comments that people had made on Willie Brown and some of the other witnesses and victims that were involved, and see a perspective that maybe you and I didn't see while prepping for the case and anticipating that people would have perceived something in a certain way. So the other side of it was, looking for comments of things that people may have been confused on, so that way I can note that down and maybe clarification through other witnesses as to, people saying, well, why is this relevant? What does this mean? Is anyone going to mention this X, Y, or Z or whatever? Trying to clear it up for the chat, because I'm sure if the chat is asking the same questions, the 12 jurors would have asked the same thing.
Psychosaurus Rex says, see chat, she's a mod over on Trial TV Live, which I actually am too, but it's kind of honorary because I'm never over in chat, unfortunately. Because I'm working. But Psychosaurus Rex says, see chat, now don't get upset when we zap something. We're just keeping you from ending up in a court motion. You're welcome.
Could you imagine you were one of the comments that were used as an exhibit in the motion, and then that motion's, filed publicly, and you find out the screenshot of your comments in a motion for the Leo trial?
I mean, no. Let's look at some more clips because I think this is kind of fun. Are you guys enjoying this? Have you hit the thumbs up button for me, please? Thank you so much. Okay, let's look at another clip. We'll come back to the screenshots. Hold on. Share. See, let's make sure this is not the same one. I don't know if that's the same one or not. So let's skip one down and then we'll see. Okay. This is the defendant, Alicia Andrews. As you can see, she was real stressed about what was happening. I'm so mad I lost my list because hopefully, okay, that was the end of the last one, I think. Hang on, guys. Let's see. Stop sharing that one. Look this one. Here's one. I don't know. Did I put it on this? I'm so mad. I really put a lot of effort into today. Okay, let's try another one.
First of all, you guys stood up an opening statement, okay? And you told this jury, and there is no evidence she's a gang member. Or that she's associate of a gang member.
It's not just, it's further than that.
I'm not done. So you get up an opening statement and you say, this was just a romantic getaway. She thought she was going with her boyfriend somewhere. She didn't know any of these individuals involved. She had no idea that this was going to be a gang-related anything. That's what you told this jury, an opening statement.
Yeah, specifically that she didn't know the individuals involved in this murder.
Okay.
And they haven't shown you any evidence of that. They're going on a rampage about 50 people that are not involved in this case. We did not say that she didn't know any gang members. What we said was that she did not know Davion Murphy, Rashad Murphy. We haven't heard anything about that. We heard Sean Gathwright's grandma testify. I've never seen her before. There's no evidence even that they even have a relationship outside of her knowing who she was. But again, Your Honor, what does that have to do with this murder? I'm sorry, counsel is like talking sideways in my ear, and it's very distracting.
Okay. All right, let's look at the next one, which is C14. And
So, Psychosaurus Rex, you asked where did we see the attorney with the glasses from the state before? She was actually one of the state attorneys on the Sunnyvale case. So.
Oh, Miss Eismer, the one on the blue suit on the right, and then Kay Tally Pitlove is telling me that Aaron White, which is not the same Aaron as Aaron from Trial TV Live. Aaron from Trial TV Live is not a lawyer. That is the lady in the pink jacket. Okay. So I think that was that one. Wait, hold on 1 second. I forgot to come back and share some more with you. Pull this back up. Where do we think this one is from?
TikTok.
New judge, please. Judge is out of control. Judge is out of line. They following her behavior.
Oh, I don't see that on my end.
Yeah, I don't. I need to move it. I need to click forward for you. Is that on that one? On some of the last ones that they do, they throw them, the comments are just as bad about them.
It looks like Instagram,
This is from Instagram.
I think. I don't know. I'm on too much social media. It all kind of just meshes together at this point.
That's why you're here though, because you're young and I don't know. Do you guys think this looks like Instagram?
I don't know. I'm doom scrolling right now to figure out.
Don't be doing that in the middle of my stream. Do you guys think that
I don't know.
So chat, I would like to know, how do you feel about what you've seen so far on these clips?
I want to know who took the time to go through all the social media and pull all these.
Well, there were 8 of them, so who didn't have the time?
Well, shouldn't they have been in trial? Prepping?
Well, what are you gonna? I mean, you have eight lawyers. I guess they had to. I just don't understand. Like, how much does that cost to have a defense team of 8 lawyers? Can you tell me? I think it would be a lot. Let's look at this one. No, let's.
I wonder if any of them did it pro bono just for the
For the publicity. And
Yeah.
it's entirely possible. All right.
They invoke the rule, advise all of your witnesses, please.
I forgot
not to
about
use
X.
What's on,
Unnecessary,
what's on court TV.
the way that counsel is speaking to defense, it's been happening since day one.
But
It's
Ms.
very
White,
unnecessary,
I
Your
know, but
Honor.
here, Ms. White, this is the problem. You invoked the rule of sequestration.
I understand that.
Okay, I'm making a statement, I'm not looking for responses, okay? You invoke the rule of sequestration. That means all witnesses, it's incumbent upon the lawyers, as the professionals that they are, to tell all of their witnesses as well. You're not to be discussing the case, you're not to be watching it on court TV, and apparently that didn't happen, right? Didn't happen. Inexcusable.
Well, Your Honor,
Inexcusable.
if I may respond, we are professionals, just like every other attorney in this courtroom. The bigger point that I was making is that the way that Mr. Harmon has been speaking to this side of the table is unprofessional, it's disrespectful. He's done it in front of the jury as well, and there has not been any attempt by the court to intervene in that. So I want to make sure that it's on the record that it's inappropriate. The rising tone is unnecessary, and it's disrespectful, and it's inappropriate.
Ms. White, everything that's happened in this trial is on the record. Everything's been videotaped, the conduct of everybody involved, okay? And the failure of the defense to tell their own witnesses not to talk about the case is inexcusable, and that's a matter of record.
Well, also,
We don't want to discuss it any further.
what doesn't
We're done.
the record that they've had witnesses outside the courtroom discussing the case with each other, talking about the case, the prosecutors themselves.
Well, you should have brought it to my attention.
I'm doing it now because it's been an issue. They're apparently saying it's an issue for us, and they're doing it themselves.
Okay, let's bring in Detective Ramos. Ask him if he's been watching court TV about this case, and then we'll get going.
This part blew my mind. I see your questions, and Alexa, I see you in the mini. Can you see where my Word document went?
Yes. Yeah.
And yes, Cindy Stovall, she will be the judge.
You remain under oath So there was an issue that was raised, or an allegation, that you've been watching this trial on Post TV. Is that accurate?
No.
Okay. Any questions?
I didn't allege that. I just want to ask a question.
Yeah, you did allege it. Oh, so, wait. So you told me that you believed you've been watching this on Court TV, and now you're backtracking and saying, well, I didn't make the allegation.
I did not say that I believe he was watching it. I don't know what he does in his spare time.
Okay.
Thank you.
I said I would like the opportunity to ask Detective Ramos the same question. I didn't allege that he was doing anything.
Okay, so you just said no. Any questions?
No, I mean, you asked the question. I thought I was going to ask the question, but you said no, that's it. I mean,
Okay, very good. Let's go. All right.
Thank you, Alexis. Alexis saved the day, you guys. Golf clap for Alexis. She's
We
on
all
my
love-
list. Did you think that was, what did you think about that?
Which part? Because there's two parts. We'll
There
start.
were two parts. Start wherever you want.
I do agree. I don't think it may have been appropriate to take pictures of someone that was outside the
Well-
courtroom.
We haven't gotten to that one yet.
So, well then, as far as I don't get the audio. So I'm trying to remember.
Why are you not getting audio?
Maybe
That one was them arguing. Yes, the jury was present. So he was accusing the detective of watching the trial.
Yeah.
And she was also talking about how the defense, so they had to invoke the rule of sequestration
Right.
immediately, right?
There were witnesses watching the live stream.
Yeah, their witnesses were freaking watching the trial.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think.
And what she said was, that's inexcusable.
Correct. So yeah, when you invoke the rule of sequestration, which means that any witnesses, whether on the defense side or state, they're not supposed to observe the trial or any testimony that occurs within the trial, so that way they can give fair and accurate testimony that's not biased or tainted. So to request that the rule be invoked, which is usually requested by the defense, but not abide by your own request, I don't think it's appropriate. I can't say that they intentionally made their witnesses watch the live stream. I don't know. It may have just been that the witnesses themselves were interested and didn't know about the rule even being invoked and just watched it on their own accord.
No. So there were some things going on. For example, we learned that so Sean Gathrights' mom testified. She watched the trial, talked to Sean on the phone. You know who else talks to? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, so she talked to Sean on the phone from the jail every day, told him about the trial. This is for chat. This is the same judge that we will try the rest of the case in front of, or the other defendants, I should say. I don't know where the funding came from. Thank you for Alicia's defense, Squeegee. Thank you, Green Eyed Cat. I didn't recognize that it's YouTube, but the comments are not live. Alexis has saved the day. She logged into my computer and pulled up my list that I couldn't find. Part of my problem is I've got one screen blocking another screen, and I just can't see anything. So Running with Scissors says she's hostile. Were the pretrial hearings this spicy? I know Scotty, you're going to need to address this. I know that at least one of the bond hearings went on for like 2 hours, didn't it?
For the pretrial detention hearing?
Yeah, like their chat
4
is
hours.
asking
Yeah.
4 hours for
4 hours,
just
yeah.
one. Was that just for one defendant?
Correct. The state had a whole PowerPoint that they presented as to why a bond should not be set. I think
Was
they
it
PowerPoint
spicy?
called it-
No,
ahead.
because you're the defense lawyer.
Yeah, it's the same PowerPoint they use for all the defendants. So
Yeah, but that particular one. So did you watch any of, I wonder if Alicia's are on here, are on YouTube. You know, honestly, I haven't gone back and looked. We are prepping for a DP trial that is coming quick, 3 weeks. It's a 7-year-old case. And I'm just so ready for it to be over because 7 years is a really long freaking time to have a case. So I think that Kay Telly Pitlow says that the judge had a short fuse. So because I didn't have my list and my tabs don't tell me,
I've worked
that
before.
was
I've never
that
had any
was
there.
that was day 6. So I think that everybody was getting really tired. I mean, this kind of a trial is exhausting. So Alexa says this was an error. They dropped the ball by not informing their witnesses about the rule. Okay, so Woke as Joke says Timu judge, but people were calling the lawyers Timu lawyers. But let's not have any hate for we're not hating, okay? We're having a little giggle. Yeah, talk to the hand in the defense, taking a picture of that's coming up. I've got that, Kay Tally Pitlev. I've got that for you. Constructive criticism shouldn't be silenced. The truth hurts sometimes, and some judges have to realize they have faults as well. Okay. I didn't watch the Daisy trial, Psychosaurus Rex, so don't know. I can't keep up with the trials you guys are watching. I tried for a while, and I just can't with the cases that we've got right now. I'm just not able to. So yes, the jury was present. Is this grounds for a mistrial? No, I don't. Scott, that question was for you, Scotty, but I think the answer is no, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's going to be up to the appellate court if they're going to grant a new trial for it. But as far as a mistrial goes, I don't think so.
Right. So, let's look at some more of the screenshots, and then I have more fun things to show you. So let me see. We looked at that page already. Do I need to turn the page? Now I've lost it on my other screen. That's okay. I have it here. Okay. Judge Savage, do you see that?
Mm,
Come on, Judge. This is funny. She's doing terrible. Judge Savage.
nope.
Okay. I normally close like all kinds of things before a stream. I did not do that. Lesson
Kate,
learned.
Love. I have a very strong opinion that this trial should not have had so much of the other defendants stuff. More about her. Well, she was also charged with a conspiracy, which is an agreement between 2 more people to commit whatever the crime is that she's charged with, which in this case was first-degree premeditated murder. So they had to show evidence as it relates to the co-defendant that there was an agreement amongst Leisha Andrews and at least one of the other co-defendants that there was some kind of agreement, whether written or oral or by act, that there was an agreement to commit first-degree premeditated murder. So while we were watching the trial, I think we kind of talked about it, PI Sam, that we were kind of losing
a lot.
Point was as it related to Leisha Andrews, but they kind of tried to tie it all back together near the end.
Yeah, I think that in the middle they were talking about the firearms a lot. And I was like, okay, you guys are losing me here. You're losing me. I don't know. I thought that they did a pretty good job of bringing it back together. She wasn't found not guilty. She was found guilty of a lesser included. So
Well,
not guilty.
The conspiracy. Yeah.
Right. Not guilty on the conspiracy. Guilty of lesser included of manslaughter.
Which is a maximum of 15 years, Florida State prison.
And then she might not get sentenced till after the other trial to see if she testifies.
That's just, we don't have any inside knowledge on that, and it's something that's just, I mean, I believe she was offered a proffer against the co-defendants before her trial, which she rejected, and just hyperbolizing based on that. If she didn't want to proffer then, I don't see why she'd want to flip now. So
Right. So this one is Law and Crime. Let me see for sure. Is that the same one you have? Does it say Law and Crime at the top? Why can I not make this bigger?
yep.
This is infuriating.
Lexa said, what is a proffer? A proffer is where a defendant gives truthful testimony against another co-defendant or any other related cases or facts or something that the state has an interest in exchange for no promised plea, but a pretty much a recommendation given to the court as to what they think a fair sentence should be. So an example would be if Alicia Andrews did a proffer, so the state could say you'll enter an open plea with the court based on your proffer, and we'll make a recommendation that you get sentenced to 5 years Florida State prison with amending the charge to accessory after the fact for first degree murder. But ultimately, they can't make any promises as to what the sentence will be, but usually the judge will follow whatever the state recommends based on cooperation.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to put something else up. Just want to see if you guys are paying attention. Just want to see if y'all are paying attention to the screen right now. Anyone? So the entire world saw how the judge was conducting herself and the long crime chat was expressing their opinions while watching the trial. Does that rise to what the defense is trying to do? I don't know. You guys recognize anybody in that screenshot?
What do you mean? Like getting the...
Well, the defense, so long crime, I think, are you talking about Squeegee's question here? So the entire world saw how the judge was conducting herself and Law and Crime Chat was expressing their opinions while watching the trial. Does that rise to what the defense is trying to do, which is put forward this motion to disqualify the judge? And they're using the
they're basing it, the chat says, based on their opinion as to why the judge should be disqualified, because they're saying, well, if the rest of the world feels that she is not impartial and fair and unbiased, then why should we feel that she is? And it's kind of like letting all the commentators and subscribers and those involved on social media do the heavy lifting for them.
Yeah. So that was my Law and Crime debut right there. Because I don't think did they stream Sunnyvale? It was Court TV that had the main feed and then Trial TV Live. Yeah.
Correct.
I'm just on there for a flash split second. I came across myself today while I was scrubbing through the footage. Just thought you'd like to say hi. Okay. Oh my gosh, I've lost myself again. So let's go back to I'm looking for this one where they call themselves, where it's worse for them. It's almost just as bad for them. Let me see. I'm looking for the one. So one of the co-defendants' mothers testified. Did you know that?
You're talking about Sean Gathride's mom?
Gathride's mom, yeah. Okay, so this is page 27. So the one I'm looking for is the defense did her no favors. So let me come back and you tell me when you see that. It'll be the first comment. The defense did her no favors. No, go back.
There you go.
Thank you. So deliberations may not take more than 30 minutes, y'all.
It took like 4 hours, close to it.
Right. Tired of witnesses. Defense,
Yeah.
please don't call anymore. So right here on this one, this is put forward by the defense, right? Defense, please don't call any more witnesses. The state has thoroughly cooked all of them. Like, how is this helping their argument? I look unhappy. Cindy, those benches are hard. And yeah, I was just uncomfortable, which is why I didn't stay. I left when they broke for lunch.
Let me tell
But
you, during that Sunnyvale trial, our seats weren't any more comfortable than those benches.
because I was the first one in on the first day to our area, I snagged the chair with the cushion. Or maybe I snagged the cushion. Just saying. The chairs are awful, but those benches are awful too. And I couldn't. So when I was in there, they were going over the cell phone records, like I've showed you guys before, the CDR records. I saw Cindy. I saw that. Do I look unhappy now? Cindy, I thought you were commenting on me looking unhappy in the trial. I couldn't see, like they didn't have, Chris, don't troll me. He's trolling me via text. I couldn't see because they didn't have two screens up. They only had one big screen up over closer to the jury. And the CDR records are Excel spreadsheets, and I couldn't read them. And I had just wanted to slide in there for a minute anyway and sort of get a feel for the vibe in the courtroom. Julio's
for technology, as far as seeing it.
Say that again.
Sunnyvale. I said that courtroom's probably not the best for seeing screens and technology. I said we had issues in the Sunnyvale trial as far as seeing what was.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything that was on the screens in the Sunnyvale trial because I was so far over to the left.
A lot of people, it kept standing up by the state's table in the comments. So it's because you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, you literally could not see anything. And so like I actually slid over more towards the center than when I first came in because I couldn't see anything. And I've got some clips here about the attorneys arguing about the positioning of people in the courtroom, which was kind of interesting. The judges here are elected. Okay. All right, so let me see here. Back to you. Where is the one I'm looking for? So here, somebody says, defense attorney is brilliant. You've been watching the same trial as everyone else, or what?
I've seen that comment on everything. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Reels.
Yeah, I don't know how many of these are bots. I mean, I think that's kind of nervy to use this because you don't know how many of these people are actually real.
Yeah.
You know? Okay.
We need one of those hats with like the drink holders, Psychosaurus. I think that would be a nice merch idea.
To 822. 820. Okay, we did that one. Thank you for finding my list, Alexis. You saved me. Now I can close some stuff. Okay, day 5. Sorry, Scotty, you broke up.
I wonder if the judge was watching any of the comments from the bench.
I don't know. Probably not. I don't feel like she was. Let's see. Let's look at day 7. Oh, this one. Here's another one where they got in, the judge and defense got into it a little bit. Oh my God, I hate this. Okay, this one.
I'm not aware of how far back I can go. Typically, the rule of the normal process is to pull 30 days. We don't want to be too invasive in pulling records.
So you can ask Robert Howard for his consent to get those records, right?
That wouldn't have been a material to this investigation.
Okay, so it's not material that Robert Howard is talking to someone in a rival gang that is a suspect in the murder of his best friend.
No, I'm specifically talking about the phone number from years ago.
All right. So you never verified whether Robert Howard was talking to Isaiah Chance?
It's his testimony. I have no way of verifying conversations that I don't know the exact dates, what phone numbers were used from years ago.
But you didn't attempt to verify it?
For this investigation, it wasn't material, no.
All right. So it's not that you don't have a way to verify, you just didn't try to do it.
Your Honor, argumentative. Sustain the objection.
I mean, we're cross-examination. I don't even understand the objection for argumentative at cross.
Okay, well, I understand it, and I just sustain the objection. So please ask your next question.
Judge, can we approach real quick?
Yep.
Do you think that it's just the style between this particular attorney and Judge Sisko, or what do you think is going on there?
I think it's the questioning or trying to argue over any and all objections that the court system overrules.
That was Detective Ramos. He's the lead detective, right? So I've got another clip from later that same day, which hopefully I didn't already play.
Concern that the lead detective was watching the live stream, but I think to take it to the extent of constantly arguing with the judge, you just don't do that. You save it for appeal. That's what appeals are for.
Okay, so this is a different clip. It looks like it's the same. This is the lead detective, and this is another argument.
You spoke with Taifa, yes?
Yes.
And you spoke with Aaliyah Albrighton,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir.
And when you spoke to Taifa lied to you and told you that Aaliyah Albrighton was not there.
Sustain.
This is for the effect on the listener.
No, it's not. It's hearsay. Sustain.
How did it affect your investigation when Taifa told you that Aaliyah Albrighton was... Can we come sidebar?
No, it's sustained.
Judge, this goes to the effect that it has on the listener. This is the lead detective in this case.
Come up here.
She was not happy there. Were you able to hear that one?
You're not gonna like my answer, but no.
You couldn't hear it? So
No.
Michelle kept objecting, saying hearsay, and he's like, Judge, it's not hearsay. And he says it's not coming in for the truth of the matter, sir. And Judge says it is hearsay. I said it's hearsay. It's hearsay.
So,
chat, was that hearsay? And why can't you hear my audio?
I don't know. Some of them I can, some of them I can't. Want to buy me?
But chat would be saying if they didn't hear it, because I would be seeing a lot of that.
Usually, if we're going to argue like that, I mean, what I said earlier, as far as arguing with the judge, I'll take it back because it's in some points we do, and that's at the bench. You don't want to do that in front of the jury because it's just not a good look. So usually every time you see, I think a good example would be in the Sunnyvale case, every 5 seconds would be approaching the bench because we're arguing why an objection should be overruled or sustained. And those arguments are presented at the bench, not in front of the jury, because one, you don't want to hear what is being said sometimes as far as why something is not hearsay, because that gives information to the jury that they may not end up getting, which could taint the jury. So I think as far as the arguments go, I think the defense has a right to argue. I just think that the way they did it could have been better. They should have done that at the bench and not in front of the jury. So.
Okay, so I need to bring up the next one the next screenshot should start with Tinsel Towers. Oh, I lost my slides. Well, tell me when you see that.
Yep, go back one.
So this one says, I'm over this trial. State going to have him for dessert. Bring mom back. We need more excitement and laughs because the mom, turns out that Sean Gathwright's mom is a very well-armed woman who was formerly in the military. So only, I see a comment here. It says, Judge, your bias is showing. And then defense is messing up again. Demand your money back.
I wonder if any of the defense attorneys had like bot accounts leaving comments in any of these.
I don't know. But like, why do you see anything on here that would support their argument that the judge, one line from Ms. Benita Butrell that
this one
you're
in general.
Hmm?
I don't mean from this screenshot. I just mean in general. If the chat, I mean, if the defense attorneys had any bot accounts that they were using to leave comments. Obviously not on this one. There's nothing.
No. Oh no, I know. I'm asking a separate question though. Like, do you think that this is like of all the screenshots they could have chosen, do you think that this one
This doesn't support their motion at all.
At all, right?
It's just it's more so towards the defense as a whole, not anything regarding the judge. It only, but for the one line that says "Judge, your bias is showing," I feel like they could have cropped out the rest. But
So you got to look at the next one too, because that's not any better towards them. Look, it says, why are there 6 people on the defense side and they're still effing up? Like, where is this? They've got one line in here about the judge. I mean, I would think there's better chats to choose. There's the next one too. Does that have a black and white folio at the top? Yes?
yes,
Okay. So this one says, throw the whole defense table away. The lawyers are unprofessional. Then it says, judge is an absolute disgrace. Get this over with. Then somebody's wrong because they said that, well, they can't spell here, but they also said that she lives here. She does not live here. Fire this lawyer, Alicia. GTFO, defense. How much is she paying these people to represent her? Why would you put that in your motion?
couldn't tell you.
I mean, doesn't look so good on them, right?
No. I think if the point of the motion was to show judicial bias, I don't think showing this taste towards the defense, as a majority of the comments show for most of their exhibits, was a smart play by the defense team.
I mean, I'm just a little thrown, is all. So, judge hates the defense. Alicia is cooked. And then they're making fun of the defense attorney for putting one photograph on a flash drive. Somebody says, judge is doing her job. Defense looks defeated. Free little Dirk, that's a different rapper altogether. So, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't print the photo in color.
Judge, take a chill pill. He trying his best. Judge is a disgrace. Judge trying to help state again. 5 Below mad at judge because her team is a mess. She cooked. I'm not seeing. They doubled up on that. Some of these screenshots are in here more than once. I'm not seeing.
I just feel like it wasn't as strong of an argument that they could have presented for their motion.
Do you think that you would ever put forward a motion with screenshots from a chat like that? I mean, could you see a world in which you would ever do that?
I don't think I would incorporate screenshots. I think if there was something substantive within the comments that maybe I missed as I was active within the trial, I would incorporate some kind of ideas from the comments, but not the comments themselves. So if
Okay,
someone's
so
like, oh, the judge is biased because of a specific reason, and I'd be like, well, I didn't think of that reason. Maybe I would incorporate that reason and relate it to something that happened within the trial.
somebody is talking to me about clip it down to just a pertinent screenshot. I took this directly off the docket. Green-eyed cat, clip it down to just the pertinent ones instead of having a full screenshot. Oh, you're talking about on the motion. Oh, got you. I thought you were about, I pulled this off the docket. This is, okay, so the one that I want you to look at next says it's over with a lot of R's. So hold on.
Yep.
Come back to you. Is that the one that's up there? Okay, so this judge doing too much. This judge is weird. Is he a new lawyer? This lawyer just don't sound serious about this case. How is this helping? I don't understand how this helps their argument at all.
But for the two comments about the judge, I don't see anything substantive.
On one of them, it says Facebook Marketplace lawyer. I mean, okay, let's look at another clip. Let's see what else I got here for you. It's from day 7. It's 7:40. Okay, here we go. This is about watching the trial.
What do you, MC, I think the state wants to talk to you.
I just want to make sure I have that on normal. Okay.
About any information you may have. Go ahead.
Ma'am, have you been watching the televised portion of this trial?
Yes.
And have you been relaying what you've been watching with your son?
A summary, yes.
And what is the name of your son? You communicated to him what has been going on throughout the duration of the trial?
Yes.
Were you instructed by the defense not to watch the trial?
Well, I started that before. I wasn't originally supposed to testify. So once I got the subpoena, then I stopped that.
When was that?
I want to say late last week, early this week, something like that.
Well, when was the last time that you communicated with your son about testifying or what has occurred in court?
Probably about 2 days ago.
And was that after or before your subpoena was received?
That was after.
But you have not received any kind of notification or instruction not to watch what's going on?
I have subsequently.
When?
It was a few days ago.
You don't recall
I'd have
when?
to, not the specific day, it was a couple days ago.
And thereafter you did not watch anything?
Correct.
And whatever was being televised, was that the live stream or news media that you were observing?
News media.
Did you have an opportunity to meet with the defense team about preparing for trial?
I spoke with them on the phone yesterday.
And were you the only person present for that preparation?
Yes.
Have you talked to your daughter, Nevaeh Gathright, about trial?
Not really, no.
About what's happened in trial?
No.
And have you been present for three-way conversations where you and your son were discussing that with Nevaeh on the phone, Ms. Gathright on the phone?
No.
Okay. I don't have anything else, Ron.
Okay. All right. Now you know. Let's go.
So that was another one where the witness had been watching the trial. Yeah, Aaron, I know about the screen thing. I'm just having issues. The way StreamYard is now showing on my laptop screen is just giving me fits. There, I got it somewhat back to normal. Okay, so I mean, I don't think this is going to have an impact. Somebody asked, oh, Kelly, do we have to hope they're appeal is unsuccessful to protect our ability to stream trials in the future. No, I mean, the thing is that, right, trials are meant to be public. They're not meant to be behind closed doors. Is that not true? I don't think it's going to do.
What are we going to talk about if they're not streamed?
I don't know.
So
Federal court is not streaming, and I guess in New York they don't stream their trials. And then and people have to correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like there's Barry Morphew case, which is out west somewhere, I believe, like Colorado, maybe. I'm sure I'm wrong, but okay, so New York can, they just chose not to. But isn't there an ongoing issue in the Barry Morphew trial? He's accused of unaliving his wife Suzanne, that the judges like said no streaming. Woke's joke says this makes a perfect argument for professional jurors. Oh, so it was a YouTuber that got that shut down. Oh wow. Hey Larry Powers, good to see you. Yeah, okay, so let's see. I got my screen rearranged and now I don't know where go back to our thing. We're almost through these, you guys. I just have a couple of clips left, and I just wanted to see what you all thought. Let's see. There's one dressing down that I really want to get to. Hopefully I haven't deleted it. So that lady can't stand that judge. Is this his first trial? Judge playing difficult now. Judge is throwing shade. I just don't see how these screenshots are at all helpful.
More shade towards the defense than the judge.
It is more shade towards the defense. Okay, so let's go forward like two more. I need the top to say Arkansas. I can see better now. That's this one.
Yep.
Does that say Arkansas at the top? Thank you. It sucks getting old. You'll realize this someday. In 25 years. So this one says grounds for appeal. I'm so glad this is on the record. This case is boring. The judge is improper. Alicia thinking to herself, oh my God, stop, sir. Judge been rude to only defense. She's supposed to be fair to both sides. Keep going, defense. She will end up with a new trial for all of this on a technicality later on as soon as she files an appeal if found guilty. She got these lawyers from chat. Chat. Could you do better? Just wondering.
I think she got a good outcome. We'll say that.
She did get a good outcome. She absolutely does. Or they do. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on.
A lot of people called it kangaroo court. Jennifer. That was one of the ongoing comments I saw. This is a kangaroo court.
Rio. What day is this? Day 7. Oops. You can talk to the chat.
Deport her in that sweater. I think the purpose of the sweater maybe was to try and cover up tattoos. I'm not sure.
Well, and I think she's wearing one of those shock belt things. Okay, here's one that I have flagged for you guys. I think they get into it on this one. I mean, I'm not saying that these comments were appropriate, but I don't know that I think that they were good support for their argument to disqualify the judge. You know? All right, share screen. See this one. All right. Day 7. Okay.
Most of this trial, so today, Ms. Julio, Ms. Charles Jones' mother's attorney, I believe, is sitting right behind the fence, and throughout this cross.
The audio on this one is really choppy, you guys, because they're not in front of a microphone. So the attorney named Life Malcolm is talking about, and he can't get Julio or Charles Jones' name right. And she is literally one of the only people sitting on the prosecution side. This courtroom was empty, except like some law students would come in or out, or law clerks. I believe her parents were sitting in the back right hand corner, like if you were facing how we're facing her now. But this is the audio. I cannot make this better. Okay, and I will turn on the subtitles, although I don't know that's going to help you, and they're tiny, and I don't know why.
Examination at times aiming his phone, not saying he's observing anything through it, but aiming his phone in this direction. I think.
So he's saying at times there's this man that's been sitting over there with, he's calling it Julio Fulio's mom's attorney, is doing something with his phone.
In the same way, the court instructed Mr. Coffin to move away from the state's table to protect the company.
So his argument here is that the state had to help one of the defense attorneys with running the tech in the courtroom. And so then the state was like, we can't talk to each other because you're basically at our table. So they went and got the teeny tiny little table that I sat at, and they rearranged things for that to happen. So now he's coming back and saying, well, just the way you made us move, we think this is something shady going on because this guy has moved.
Their discussions, the court should do the same and ask this attorney to sit over there where his client is and not behind the defense table where he can observe what we're doing during this delicate cross-examination if he so chooses.
Okay, what's the name of this attorney, you know?
I don't know the gentleman's name, but he's right there in the blue suit with the gray tie.
Sir, good morning.
Had he asked me, I would have certainly told him I'm not recording anything. I'm just checking my emails as I've been doing throughout the whole trial.
Is that Jay Pruner sitting back there behind Michelle? Can you see him? I think it is. There's better shots of him.
It looks like him. I'd have to see.
I think it is him.
And what is your name?
He's always floating around. Yeah.
And
So it
Ray, what
looks
is
like
your
she's
name for the
over it.
record?
Louis Fusco.
Okay. So have you been recording defense counsel and what they've been doing?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe
You're not
just.
accusing me of that, Your Honor. I'm just saying,
Okay.
for the safety and confidentiality of what we're doing, there's no reason for him to flip-flop sides. He's over there sometimes, over here when we get up on the table. I mean, we can sit over there with this client, and that, I think, would be fair to defense.
The record is 2 rows back in the middle of the courtroom.
Right, I agree. So, is it Fusco?
Fusco, yes, ma'am.
If you wouldn't mind, just during this part of the trial, if you would just sit on the aisle over there, thank you. It would alleviate any further concerns.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Just for the court where I was over there when his mother was present. She stepped out of the courtroom. I moved over to get a better view, not to look at anything that's in writing on the defense table. But
Better view of what?
the entirety of the trial and the public
See?
forum that we're currently in. I mean, had he asked me, I would have gladly explained that, but
Well, we're in the middle of the trial, and we just asked.
Miss Herrera, stop. Miss Herrera, stop. I didn't ask you to talk.
I didn't know I had to ask.
Yeah, you
I just wanted to
do.
make a point.
You do. Stop, Miss Ferrera, you need to stop right now, because you know what? You've been making faces throughout this entire trial. This entire trial, yeah, you have been.
Okay.
And everything's been caught on video.
I know, and I
And-
also
and-
hope that the court has caught and noticed all of the gestures and the tone which was addressed yesterday from the state. But it's fine, no problem, I will do my best to.
Please, do your best. Yeah, and your attitude is very disrespectful. I'll note for the record. Okay, very good. You wouldn't mind moving. Let's bring him back in.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the one that I found to be literally the most outrageous thing that I have of these clips that I found.
I live by a train.
Oh, good to know. Let's see, it should be this one.
Keeps the rent down.
Gotcha.
Let me just hear what allegedly happened. All right, very good.
I'm sorry, so is it Mr. Coffey?
This was Brandon. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Strickland. I apologize.
Hold on. Let me slow this down. I'm so sorry. I had the speeds up. Let me slow it down. This one blew me away. I'm not going to lie. Okay.
Wait, I want subtitles in case I can't hear it.
I put the subtitles on. Did I not? Yes, I did.
Okay.
This
All
is the one where you were asking earlier about the 2 kids. in the photos.
That Mr. Brandon? That's Mr. Brandon, okay. And Mr. Coffey, yes, okay. All right, very good. Okay, so, anyway, hello, everybody. That's fine. You can, I tell you what, why don't you guys have a seat? And is it Mr. Fusco?
Yes, Mr. Fusco.
Fusco, I apologize. Okay. So there's been some representation made that there potentially someone was taking photographs. Okay, and sir, what is your name?
My name is Shamar Mitchell.
Okay, Mr. Mitchell, and so was someone taking photographs of
I
you?
was just notified from brother and said, like, I think you just took a picture of her.
Okay, what is your brother? Wait, hold on one second. And what is your brother's name? Trenton Mitchell?
Alfred.
Pardon me?
Alfred.
I can't hear you. Alfred. Okay, I apologize. Okay, my hearing's not all that great. Mr. Alfred, did you see someone taking your photo, or what you believed was someone taking your photo?
Yeah.
Okay, and who was the individual?
That dude right
Which dude?
No, not you first.
there. The one that's sitting down, got his head down with the black.
The white male?
No,
With the
black gentleman.
Both of them, actually.
Both of them. Okay, and that's is it Mr. Bethea?
Bethea.
Okay, and then Mr. Brandon?
Yes.
Okay, so you believe they were taking photographs of you?
I know he did. I seen
the one
Okay, one at a time, because the court reporter, okay, so Mr. Alfred, what did you see?
I was sitting right there, and I just looked over there, he was right there, taking pictures.
What you thought was surreptitiously taking photos of you? Okay.
And then when I looked again, I seen him do it again, and I went like this, like, shoot my head up, like, how you doing? You know?
Okay.
I just want to let everyone know, like, we don't know either, like, we don't know no one here.
Sure, I understand. No one's...
called the courthouse.
So I just want to, like, he's like, we don't know anyone here. That is super ridiculously important because they do not want to be eliminated by either side of this gang war in Jacksonville. So, I mean, they very clearly know, right? Because we don't see young teenagers usually pop in for trials. They very clearly know what trial they're attending. And you hear him say, we called. They said it was okay for us to come. But he's like, we're not on either side.
Right.
I don't blame him for making that clear.
This morning it says open to the public.
Yeah.
I said, can we come? They said yes.
No, it is open to the public, and nobody, and I mean nobody other than the authorized media is supposed to be taking any video or audio recordings of the proceedings or any of the participants or any of the audience or the jurors or anybody. Okay, so thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Okay, Mr. Bethea, were you taking photos of any of the people that were watching?
Yes, they were confirmed with Mr. Fusco, and I am concerned with the safety of our client.
Okay, but you understand you're not allowed to do that. You're not.
Outside. It was outside.
So it was outside.
Outside, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Sitting there, my own business, I never smelled it. They looked curious, it was suspicious, I took a photo, that's it. Now, don't worry about it, I get the photo, you come see it, you take a photo of me, it's off the face, you're more than welcome. And then they got really upset, so, there's a question, why?
Okay, well, do you understand, due to the nature of this case, why people might be upset that they're being photographed, particularly members of the public that have nothing to do with this?
No, we tell them we don't.
Okay, hold on, wait, just one at a time. So, and Mr. Brandon, did you take photos outside?
I have to be totally honest. Ever since the beginning of this trial, Mr. Fusco has kind of been making some suspicious.
Listen, I didn't ask you that.
He just said that Mr. Fusco, Sandra Mays, that's Fulio's mom, attorney, has been making suspicious, and then judge cuts him off. This is insanity. First of all, these kids had to have been watching this on something, right? On some form of social media. And good for them for wanting to go down and actually like participate in the justice system.
When the whole situation happened, I mean, with my twins, their cousins were sleeping over when the whole homicide happened, and they're like, Julio Fulio died, and I'm like, who is Julio Fulio? I don't know who Julio Fulio is. They're like, he's a big time rapper in Jacksonville, and it was like all in the news and stuff, and I didn't know anything about it before they told me, and I did some digging, and then I find out a couple months later I'm gonna be involved with the whole situation. So, it's interesting. So yeah, a lot of younger people, I guess, listen to his music and were involved with and knew of Julio Fulio. So I wouldn't say it's out of the ordinary for people of that age to want to watch the trial.
Well, I mean, I think it was great. They called the courthouse. They came down. They were clearly not being disrespectful. I mean, we had a fight outside of the Sunnyvale courtroom. Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous to me that they were being treated this way. I mean, there's security all over the place here.
The question I ask you is, did you take photos of these gentlemen or anybody during the course of this trial, either in the courtroom or outside of the courtroom? Okay. So, listen, due to the nature of this case, no more photos. Don't take photos, particularly of members of the public that are just showing up. Just don't do it. I've gone at great lengths to accommodate both sides when they've had witnesses who didn't want their identity publicized. I've instructed the media, really against the First Amendment, not to broadcast their faces. And so I would ask everyone, if you're going to take photos of anybody in this courtroom, or either in the courtroom or outside of the courtroom, you got to ask me first. No more photos of anybody, okay?
Yeah, additionally, while I'm sitting over there next to Mr. Fusco, he's moving around, causing attention to himself, breathing very heavily for the jurors to hear him. It's very distracting while Ms. Andrews is testifying.
Okay, well, I'm not going to limit what Mr. Fusco does, and I would just notice that throughout the course of the trial for both the state and the defense, you all are constantly moving around as far as getting exhibits and helping the attorney that's doing the questioning or the cross-examining, and I haven't limited that in any way. I'm not going to tell Mr. Fusco where he can or cannot sit, okay? Okay, are we ready to go?
Yes, ma'am. Just so the court's aware, Your Honor, I do not represent Ms. Mays. I'm here as just an observer. I did represent Mr. Jones during some entertainment law matters that he had in the past. In a case in Duval County, I was sitting right up front supporting the mother of the victim. For whatever reason, the attorney decided to come and sit right next to us and the victim's mother during the witness's testimony. I'm not certain why. So there was some uncomfortable movements by all parties over there, being that he decided to come sit with the victim's mother. But,
okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Very good. Let's go.
I mean, this is craziness, in my opinion. And yeah, so I do think they knew that it was being streamed, or else they wouldn't have known, that they could go there. Who are those kids? They're the public.
We don't know.
They were just the public who were maybe fans of Fulio. Maybe they're fans of Young and Ace or the other drill rappers out of Jacksonville. And they saw that there was this big empty courtroom. It was being basically their version of televised, right? And so they went down there. Who are the two guys that were taking pictures of the kids?
Private investigator. One of them was.
Yeah, a PI and a lawyer.
For Julio's mom, right? Or was it just the other?
No, so the guy that just stood up and talked that kind of looks like he has a white eyebrow.
Yeah.
That he says, so he was supporting Sandrika Mays, who is Fulio's mom.
Right.
Right? But he's not representing her.
Correct.
He had represented him in some entertainment law things earlier. I actually ended up on the elevator with them when I left the courtroom that day. But the two guys, so he was moving around the same that I was moving around because you can't see anything, But then while Miss Andrews was testifying, they apparently didn't like his breathing, so they had a defense attorney go over and sit right next to him. I can't imagine behaving this way. maybe there were too many cooks in the kitchen.
Probably.
You know, like I said, they got a good outcome. You know, they got a good outcome for their client. I think we're almost done with the comments here. Let me see. I have to take it to a bigger screen. The cat's just turned off trial TV Live's internet. I do that on occasion here. Okay. So I need you to be at the one at the top of the page says bad.
Yep.
Is that where you are? Oh.
There you go.
Oh my God. This is just how my days go. Judge annoyed by him. Judge isn't biased. She's very by the book. She's ensuring there's no legal grounds for appeal. Come on, the judge is always biased in the state's favor.
Other than at the bottom, it's covered by the arrow.
If that's her lawyer, she cooked that part. Biased judge. It's not uncommon to see. Florida don't play. Judge not biased. Her representation isn't strong. The judge sees through the tactic. That entire court system is from Shine. And then this one says, this may be his first high-profile case, and he effing up. Like, they're not doing themselves any favors showing this. In my opinion, these are not the best support for their argument. Let me see. They put some of these in here twice. Judge is so mean to the defense. Poor defense lawyer, I hope he redeems himself. Lawyers are not trash. Judge is not giving a fair trial. She should not let him sidebar. He is trying to control the courtroom. That's the judge's job. He doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, I don't know that there seems to be a consensus in this chat. What do you guys think? Chat.
I mean, that's how it was on everything. There was no consensus. Half would say that the judge was biased. The other half would say that the lawyers were not doing a good job.
Right. Exactly.
And another small portion just said, like, she's guilty no matter what, regardless of the judge and the defense team. She should go to prison.
I have one more clip, but I'm not sure if I've already shown it. Let's go to the next slide. Almost done. So let's see. Judge's bias. Judge's trash. Keep it up, boys to men. Why bother challenging evidence like this defense? They're talking about the sweater. This judge out of pocket. You can tell whose first trial this is. Let's see the next one. So let me come back to you. The next one says the judge is just fed up in the middle. It's part the same. It says this judge out of pocket overruled. And then if you go down a little further, defense doesn't know how to ask questions. The judge is just fed the F up. You'd get better results with honey than salt, being respectful.
I've never heard that before, but I'm going to steal it.
I thought it was you get better results with honey than vinegar.
That's, yeah.
Is that not the right
But that's
thing?
what it was.
Honey than vinegar, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, we're almost at the end. So 48. This is judge already fried. Her jury just going to okay the judge to unleash her true power. That judge rolling her Alicia pack early. I know what that means, what they're referring to, but I'm going to just skip that for now. It's wild, y'all. The defense asked Solace question really destroyed all that bullet talk. I mean, they're talking about their sweat. I'm just kind of stunned here that they are building a RICO case and HCK is freaking out because he just dropped another song, Wasted. And he knows RICO's coming. He knows they're coming. The feds are coming for him. All right, this is the last one. So I wouldn't say I like the judge. As a retired JAG for the Air Force, I say I respect the legal process, even though it is flawed. There has to be law and order. They need to investigate this judge. This judge is being very rude and condescending. And that's it. That's the end of their that's the end of their motion. What do you think?
I think at that point, once you're on the last day of trial, I think it's kind of a waste of time.
It is. And they knew they were done. Yep. So yeah, it's you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
You know,
So
I just want to say, can we give like some round of applause at least to the bailiffs? I knew some of them personally.
yeah.
And the one thing I didn't think about was that some of them were like, you know, I didn't get to spend Halloween with my kids because I was stuck here waiting for the jury.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Well, and the bailiffs, like, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was like, I didn't even think about that. So they're like, I got home just before my kids went to bed, so they got to tell me about their trick-or-treating, but, you know, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Where did I go? There I am. Okay. So yeah, that's what we have. That's what we had for you, you guys. I thought it was kind of interesting to see how a paid for team of defense attorneys handled themselves. I have to say that Scotty's right. You know, our bailiffs are extremely polite. They're extremely respectful. They are attentive. They are kind to the defendants.
I agree. I haven't never seen them give any issues to the defendants, at least the ones that are being fair and respectful in the courtroom.
When we went for the Sunnyvale sentencing, you were in Plant City. And so we were back in the little courtroom and it was very crowded in there, but I swear half the deputies in the courthouse were in that room because I think they expected there to be some popping off and there was not. I'm a little surprised at how empty this courtroom was, but also not because she's from Jacksonville. And I don't know that there are a lot of people in Tampa, maybe that follow the whole thing. And you know, if it were kids, should they not be in school? I don't know. That's a question we ask ourselves a lot. But it'd be really interesting to see how much security is present in April. Don't you think when the other 4 go up?
Oh, there's gonna be half the courthouse.
The courthouse will be there. Yeah, for sure.
I'll find out how many bailiffs they're gonna have in there and let you know.
And I think they'll put us back in the big courtroom. Courtroom 1, don't you think? Reserved it.
Yeah. So
that ought to be entertaining.
Yep. I don't know. I'll find out because they did have cameras in our last status, and I don't know. I mean, I'll talk to you about it later, but it's going to be a long trial, a lot longer than that one.
Yeah, I don't know how many weeks they've set off for it. Do you know?
About 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it's going to take us to see the jury. Well, so we're not in Jacksonville, and we needed
for jury 2 weeks for first phase, 2 weeks for second phase.
Wait, say that again.
2 weeks to pick a jury, 2 weeks for first phase, 2 weeks for second phase.
Oh, I thought you meant to pick 2 juries. I'm like, but they don't do 2 juries. So They're saying it's going to take us 2 weeks to pick a jury.
Yeah, because
Oh my God. I need to buy a cushion, y'all.
she said that the last jury pick, there was a lot of people familiar with the whole situation. So a lot of jurors.
Yeah. I imagine that they are going to beef up the
More people are gonna be
security.
familiar now because of the trial that happened for Alicia Andrews. So it makes it more recent. And especially everything that happened in this trial.
Yeah. Huh. Well, it should be very, very interesting,
You know,
to
it's a
say
little
the
bit different
least.
than our other death cases that take years and then people forget about it. I mean, like at the Sunnyvale, not a lot of people were familiar with the events that occurred. I mean, maybe somewhere between 2 to 5 people said they knew something but couldn't really recall what happened. Whereas in this case, a lot of people said, yeah, I'm familiar with it. I know who Julio Folio is, and I kept up on all of it because there's so many YouTube channels that stream everything that's going on and keeping
Well,
up with.
now I'm following. I mean, Trap Lord Ross came up in the trial.
Yeah. So
You know, I've been watching all the different docs and stuff. So you guys, so Kay Tally Pit Love, I would love to know what Alicia Andrews was writing in her notebook for all those days. Some people said she was coloring. Psychosaurus Rex. So yes, the other 4 co-defendants, all males, are currently set to be tried together in April. And it will be the same judge. She is ready to retire. If you want to come from Tallahassee, which is, I take that from your name. See, I'm an investigator, so I think she likes pit bulls. I think she's from Tallahassee. You know, I'm smart like that. Kelly, yeah, he said 6 weeks, 2 for the jury pick, 2 for guilt, 2 for the
second phase death.
Second phase, yes. Yes, I will need a cushion. I will carry my own cushion if I had to be. They will all be there, yes. If you would hit the like button, I would appreciate you so very, very much. Yeah, Julio Folio is a drill rapper. It's not the kind of music that everyone listens to. It's very interesting. I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of things that I can't talk about, unfortunately. No, they will not be separate. What can I bring in? So they won't give me a hard time. Once the bailiffs recognize me, like once they realize that I am part of the defense, they won't give me a hard time. And yeah, I can probably bring a cushion in. And Trial TV Live and Squeegee are back. The internet's turned back on. Psychosaurus also doesn't know what drill rap is. So Psychosaurus, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and plug my own channel since we're here. A couple weeks ago, or actually I wasn't on for like a month. So if you go back a number of streams, I did one on the trial of Queso, where they used this 3D kinetic imaging to identify him as a shooter, and Queso is also a Jacksonville drill rapper. And I gave a little intro, I think, as to what the drill rap was. But we can talk about that further, or I can redirect you to some other places on the internet where you can learn about it. I am now well schooled, and I will have to teach Scotty's other attorneys. So we have, how many attorneys are working on? We have you,
3,
Nick, and then the second phase. So there will be some education on terminology, and also you can't understand a lot of the things they say. So I am weirdly attuned to it now, but it's pretty interesting. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much for joining me on this unscheduled, unpredictable live. You know, I show up when I show up, I guess, is the way we're playing this right now. We do have a trial that is starting on what, the 3rd?
Or 3rd, December 1st, something like that.
Yeah. So not sure if you guys are going to see me again in the next 2 weeks.
Maybe you'll do your stream. Maybe you'll do a New Year's stream or mid-December stream.
Yeah, we'll see how the prep goes for the trial and how the jury pick and everything goes like that. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. For those, some of you are OGs, man, and you've been here since day one, and that's been a year, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for chatting, for being here. If you think other people might like what I have to say and the things I share, then please send them along to me. And if you need a good criminal defense attorney, Scotty Sonardi is right here waiting to take your call. I have his number. Yes, and thank you to my mods. I want to say that no mods have been dismissed or have left this channel. There are personal issues happening in their own lives, and we wish them very, very well and cannot wait to see them again soon. And thank you to Aaron and Chris and Alexis and Miss Kelly for coming in and keeping y'all in line. I appreciate you. Thank you for being so engaged. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. All right. And we'll see you soon.
Everyone.